Happy Sunday, guys. Today is going to be a short video. I'm going to cover a few stocks and then I want to show you a clip touching on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and how Bitcoin is the best asset going forward. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. All I ask you to do is hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. Now, I want to point out two IPOs for you. It's been quite a while and I'm absolutely not saying to get into these. Just keep them on your radar. They could absolutely pump and go to zero, but MGIH and ticker symbol YGF, both holding companies. YGF engaged in the production, research, and development and sales of oat and grain products, a company on the Chinese exchange, a low float, and a low share price between $4 and $6. The offering end date is tomorrow, so tomorrow will be the last day to get into this, and I'm also not sure what brokers you can get it on besides Webull, most likely Webull and Moomoo. I'll leave the link for Moomoo under the video. But again, just like HKD, GCT, you want to look into this Chinese market, low float, low share price, pump and dump IPOs that you can get in and out with hundreds to thousands of percentage gains, and I potentially will be throwing maybe a little bit of money at this. If you want to know for sure, I will be dropping that in Discord, linked under the video as well. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond, ticker symbol BBBY. We've been talking about this for a while now. A lot of people are pissed because it's been not performing well, to say the least, and I wanted to touch on that right now because we tracked out the cycles on Bed Bath & Beyond, and we're finally at a point where I'm getting slightly confident that this thing is going to scale to the upside. And just to disclose, I did purchase calls on this on Friday, a very, very small amount. But take a look at the beginning of these cycles, right where these cycle lines line up every single time. You either have a major run or a major sell-off. Now, after this major sell-off, this happens a lot. You have a gap down, chop trading before that cycle actually plays out, and you saw the same thing down here, much smaller scale. Gap down, chop trading, scaled back up, played through the cycle, and finally, this is why I'm even more confident, because if you actually do zoom into the chart and you get a closer look, you have this gap down. We are in this chop trading segment right on the beginning of the cycle, and I think over the next 2 weeks or so, Bed Bath & Beyond is going to scale back up to the upside, at least to $1, at least to $1.15, somewhere in that zone. And that's being very, very, very conservative. But either way, that would be a 27 to 40% gain at the most conservative level. Overall, I'm confident in this. I'm not telling you to get in or get out. It's not a fundamental play. It's definitely a short squeeze play. It has all the other characteristics to it, so on and so forth. And I wanted to put this on your radar as I do think it might be coming up on something. However, if you have a weak expiration, it's not going to be good because theta is going to eat you up. Now, like I said, this is going to be a little bit more of a chill video. This week we traded SPY in the Discord. It was very choppy on this day, on Friday, and I just want to show you kind of where I got in and out a few times in the Discord, just to show you guys what setups are valid and what setups are not valid, when to cut, so on and so forth. So just as an example, I don't jump in right off the gate because of course you have a lot of volatility and you don't know where the stock is going to go. You see the volume spike right here, opening candle of the day. People got out of their positions, the SPY tanked, so on and so forth. And this is where I really started to pay attention. When it bounced right here at 389.40, came up, broke over the support level, came back down based on it, so on and so forth, and then it started getting this rip. Now, this is where I was looking at, right? And the only reason I was looking at right here is because this is what it opened at, and this is essentially what it got rejected at the open. So I said, okay, well, let's see if there's a double top here. I'm watching it. It's fighting, it's chop trading. Usually I don't get into these plays chop trading, but I was just feeling a little frisky, right? As well as some people in Discord traded this as well. Taking a look at this, I saw this red candle and I said, okay, this is, a time where it looks like a good opportunity to go short. Why right here would it be a good opportunity to go short when it looks like it could base and build support off this entire level? Well, not necessarily 100% confident, but if you take a look at the volume down here, this chop trading, and then you have this big red volume candle. This shows that at this level, at least at the top of this candle, 391.58 or lower, sellers are in control. Moving on, you then saw this hammer candle right here with a lot of sell volume. However, since it was a flat candle, you might say, okay, this might turn around. It's just the basics of looking at the volume and looking at the chart and looking at support and resistance, so on and so forth. And I said, okay, well, you wait. You get out, you got the major pop. However, on this huge green candle, it made absolutely no sense, which was a great spot to go short. Now, it was scary because it broke the previous tops of the open and the second top as well. So you thought, okay, well, this wasn't a double top because it broke back above. But if you look at the volume candle, there was no volume in that push. This was a bull trap, to say the least, right? A huge pump with low volume just indicated that, okay, this is a solid time to go short. There was not volume in this candle. If you were to short right here, you saw that volume pick up on the sell side, came back down, rode this down, and then right around here is probably when I would have cut because the volume got lower, even though there would have been more downside to the SPY, right? Within this little time frame, I took 3 trades, all profitable, very small gains. However, that is exactly what you want. You want the consistency, you want to find setups, you want to look at the volume, and you want to keep it simple. You don't want to think that the market is on your side. Every single person looking at this is fighting for a trade, and I want you guys to know that. Now, moving on, before I play this clip, Bitcoin has been scaling up as the banks are crashing, as banks are issuing digital currencies, right? Central bank digital currencies, aka CBDCs is probably what you know them as. Now, this is an interesting clip because this is basically praising Bitcoin and how it is going to outperform anything else and why it's the best asset to basically look at going forward, and it's the future of assets. This whole Bitcoin thing was floating way back about how it's going to be the future, but do you think it is still something that is going to stick? Also, based off of this clip, what do you think in the comments? You guys let me know on this clip what you think in the comments down below. Guys, since the weekend is about to be over, join the Discord. It's Discord server with the heart because we talk stocks in there all week long and we don't miss opportunities, and we trade in there as well. And if you want free stocks, download Moomoo and make a deposit using my link. And of course, you also have the chart prime under the video as well. Let me roll that clip for you guys. I love you. Hopefully you enjoyed your weekend. I'm looking forward to making some money this week with you. Lottery stocks out.
But Bitcoin has been rallying pretty hard lately. It's up more than 70% just this year. And our next guest says this is Bitcoin's moment. This is why the asset exists. Let's bring in Jack Mallers, the founder and CEO of Strike. I was going to say, have we seen your hair before, Jack, or has the hoodie typically been up? I'm waiting, for the business suit for me to know that the crisis is over so I can see we're not there yet.
Kelly, I got luscious locks, but I'll toss the hood on for you. How are we? The Fed has blown up our financial system. A hell of a Monday, huh?
So do you think, okay, let me ask it to you this way, or put it to you this way. A banking crisis is deflationary. And so when I see Balaji and others saying Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million, it may go up, but that may be because of the Fed's response here. The 2010s were not hyperinflationary. There's no obvious reason why now would be hyperinflationary either.
Yeah, so Kelly, it's actually not that complicated, and I'm excited to try and convey that to America. There's a market term that's used here in Chicago a lot, is demand finds supply. What do I mean by that? If Ken Griffin is going to want to buy the most expensive condo in America, someone will build it for him. Someone will put a 201st floor in Miami's tallest building. If silver's going to 1000x, I will walk into my kitchen right now. I will melt all my silverware and I will sell it at market. If gold is going to rally, Elon Musk will find more on Mars. Bitcoin is, this is a super important point. Bitcoin is the only monetary instrument in the history of our species that is fixed. It does not matter how much more demand comes into the asset class, Kelly, no one will ever be able to make more of it. There are two things I can guarantee you in my life. One, that I'll die, and the other, that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. And those are what's the two things that I can only value as my life and my Bitcoin. So it is the only fixed supply asset, Kelly. It's not that complicated. It's going to go up because everything else can be issued more. Does that make sense?
Why you've got to explain to me one thing. Why is the supply fixed? And is that because someone says it's fixed who could change their mind?
No, it's a great point and question, Tyler. It's because it's written in the software and the software is distributed. There is no one person to ask. There is no one person to trust. The whole decentralization, is it decentralized so that you could put pictures and NFTs on the blockchain? Is it decentralized so that you could fix gaming? No, it's decentralized so that the defendants of the monetary policy are distributed, is so that it's a network of computers that actually defend the policy and the instrumentation of the monetary asset. That is not the case for Ethereum. That is not the case for any other altcoin. That is not the case for the US dollar. That is not the case for Miami real estate. That is not the case for precious metals. It is the only monetary instrument that has its monetary policy distributed and defended in a sound way.
Forgive me for being dense,
so
but if you say that, that it's because this is the way the software is written and it is immutable, it is unchanged. why couldn't the software be rewritten, or why couldn't the authors of the software or the guardians of the software write a new software that creates Bitcoin 2.0 with another fixed supply of Bitcoin?
Yeah. So Tyler, I run Bitcoin software, and someone tried to do this. I want you to Google Bitcoin Cash after this interview is over. Someone said, I want to change the rules of Bitcoin. I may want to create more of a supply. I may want to make it faster. I may want to make it do a backflip. I may make it want to store pictures of monkeys drilling on themselves on the blockchain. And they created it, and they created new rules, and they called it Bitcoin Cash. It's a different asset. It's a different instrument. And when someone tries to pay me in it, my software rules that I run in my home in a room over there says, nope, that's invalid. That thing is a piece of poop, and I don't accept it because it is invalidating the rules of the system that were set out by Satoshi Nakamoto over a decade ago. So you can create whatever you want. You want to create FedNow coin, flip a Dookie coin. I don't care. There's 21 million of the things that I run and that I protect and that I save in. And those rules were started a long time ago. And that's what the network runs. So if you change the rules, you're creating a different monetary asset and a different instrument. It doesn't matter.